Hello there, Taurus. Welcome to your 2016 tarot reading with me. And this is the first year I am doing these tarot readings, so I'm still working on the format. And I feel like this is the best way to do it, to just go over the cards, because I did pull out 20 cards total, and they can't fit on the screen, so that's why I decided this would be the better option to do it. And then, talk about the cards 5 at a time, 5 cards each for each quarter of the year, and then we'll go from there. So let's just begin with your reading. Now, coming in for the first 6 months of the year, I do feel there is going to be a lot of success on the work front. But when it comes to dealing with interpersonal relationships, things are a little bit problematic, okay? I do feel new job opportunities coming through for you. A lot of success getting through to other people. And also, where you get to stand in your truths, where you get to finally to convince people and get them to see things from your point of view. That is coming through by the end of the first 6 months. Now, this message is going to be specific for those of you who are dating an air sign person, okay? An air sign is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. For those of you who have been in a relationship with an air sign person and there is a bit of a geographical distance between the two of you, I feel that you are coming back to see this air sign person from a voyage. And I want you to be a little bit careful. If this is an air sign person that is older than you specifically, and you've had troubles with in the past, I do feel that there's an element of them, there's an element of a conniving energy, okay? So I want you to be very careful. Now that is playing out for a very small majority of you, specifically for those who have been dating an air sign person. So I just want you to be careful about that. Now, as for the rest of you, I do feel that you are coming in with the first card in this spread is as the Fool. So you have the opportunity here to start a clean slate in your life, to, begin again in a very lighthearted manner, in a very optimistic manner. So you're starting out the beginning of 2016 in a very beautiful, jovial, vibrant mood, and you're not going to let the world drag you down. I do feel that one of the major challenges coming in for the first quarter is dealing with other people and their own psychosis is what I'm sensing. A lot of people might have like personality disorders and you're not aware of it. So you repeatedly, have to tell them to do things a certain way, and you're taking like a lighthearted approach. But then you're starting to see like why do I need to continuously tell them the same things, like over and over again? And then you just, come to that realization that maybe there is a personality disorder. It doesn't mean that they have they're mentally unstable and you should, ward them off. But it means that they might have personality disorders in a way where they're so fixed on a certain specific outcome, and they might not take your advice adequately, okay? So this is something that is becoming apparent in the people that are around you. They can be on the work front. I do feel that element of, I feel it playing out in interpersonal relationships, especially the people that you're dating and also people that you are, working with. The other thing coming through is I do feel there is a lot of temptation, okay? And it's not coming about through the dating front. I do feel that there is a lot of temptations from people around you. So the first 6 months is very people oriented. And that's why I would say it's kind of negative, because they're bringing with them a lot of baggage, a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of, personality disorders is what I'm sensing. So try to, try to be a recluse, or try not to let these negative energies into your life. Try to minimize the time you spend with these people, because I feel that they can lead you down a dark path and they can create opportunities for you where, temptations come into the picture, and that can play out on the work front. where, you know, people are thinking about putting a plan together to do something they're not supposed to in order to get this major financial reward. Okay, so that is coming through for a small minority of you, but I do feel be wary about bad company, Taurus, and I do sense for the first 6 months. Okay, just be very, very careful about that. I do feel that there is a lot of communication coming in from other people. The communication itself is showing up as the Seven of Wands, as the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and also as the Five of Wands, which all indicate to me, you know, egos and conflict and ideological differences. So the communication aspect of it is going to be very, very difficult for the first 6 months. So my advice here is just, you know, spend time with people who are worth it and try to work through these differences. And don't open yourself up to too many temptations, too many people, because it confuses your energy and it just creates, you know, blockages in your aura. So just keep that in mind, all right? I do feel as well, for a lot of you, you've been waiting for a major, major break in your life, and you're feeling, you know, that cabin fever setting in January and February. So starting as early as January, you're starting to feel as if I want so much more from life, and I just want the opportunity to be able to do it. So you want a lot more, and you feel like you just need that big break, and you're feeling as if that big break is coming in from other people. You know, I wish I had that rich uncle that can get me through graduate school, for example, or I wish I had, you know, that. Um, I wish like my parents had let me play the piano or had enrolled me in piano lessons. So now that I can be a concert pianist, for example. So the point of this here is that there's a lot of, you know, what could have been, should have been, and things like that. But when we get ourselves mired and stuck in that type of energy, it doesn't allow us to take control of our lives. It basically we are forsaking our own free will, okay? And I do feel for the first few months of this year, things are a little bit difficult because you're kind of like mired in that type of, you know, should have, could have, like what could have been, rather than actively taking control of your life. And I do feel that by the month of May, you are going to be in a better mindset where you're just not going to play into that victim mentality. You're not going to play into, you know, oh, woe is me, that type of attitude. You are going to grab life by the horns, and you are going to proceed forward in such a forceful and also dynamic manner. Okay, so you're going to cut through all this confusion and all of these things that have held you back in the past, and you're going to forge out and, you know, grab that slice of life and just to create opportunities for yourself. And it is a very, very beautiful energy, and I feel that for a lot of the signs, this is something that has the potential to come in for everybody. But in your reading, Taurus, I feel that you're the first sign that is actually making that massive breakthrough. It's sort of like, I am so tired of all these blockages, all these, you know, all this riffraff just thrown in my past, like continuously, you know, January, February, March. I'm not going to take it lying down, and I'm going to blast through it. So you're definitely doing that, and you're doing it in such a, it's such like a beautiful execution of force, grace, and energy, and you're going to have so much success. So starting at the end of June, your whole life is turning around for the better, okay? And I do feel that the old vibrational people, the people that were in a very negative mindset, that have possibly peer pressured you into doing the wrong things, and people that were just, you know, kind of like chirping near your ears with just really bad ideas, and, you know, they're expecting you to be the one to either finance it, or they're expecting you to take up on their offer, even though those are really bad ideas. Those people are kind of being washed away, or you have left your current environment and you're just moving on with your life without those people. So is definitely new energies coming in for a lot of you. And for the third quarter of the year, it is a very beautiful month or time of the year to date, okay? So I feel a very, very strong fire sign that is coming through for you, and you are going to be just blown away. And I do feel this is a person that has the potential to sweep you off your feet. I do feel a sense of familiarity when you first see each other. It's like a very strong mutual attraction, and I feel like it starts out as a very strong physical attraction, and it could be somebody in your work environment. I don't feel that if they're in your work environment that you see them on a regular basis. They might be a contractor, and they might come in and out. You don't see them at regular intervals, but every time you see them, your heart skips a beat, okay? So it is a really good environment. A lot of you might have started a new job and in May, and you're moving to, your physical new location around June, and starting the third quarter of the year, that's when you're going to come across this person. Now, I do feel that you are very, very cautious in light of everything that has transpired in the first quarter of the year, especially for those of you who have been dealing with an air sign and things have been very, very troubling with that air sign. You're kind of approaching relationships with a more skeptical, I guess, like attitude, which is good, but I do feel that this is a very stable fire sign coming through. For a lot of you, you might be seeing a water sign that is significantly younger than you, excuse me. So there is a very strong water sign, possibly a Pisces, that is also interfering in the relationship. So there is a little bit of jealousy here coming through. And try to fix things before, before it ruins a good thing, because the fire sign looks very, very stable. The fire sign is incredibly interested in you, and they're the one that is there for you. So, in crisis mode, whoever is there for you, that's the person that you want to be with, because you do want a lot more stability in your love sector. So I definitely feel that you really have to re-examine this situation and go with the better option, go with the more stable option, because that's what you're going to need, okay? Additionally, a lot of you as well, I do feel that when it comes to, there might be some news from a father figure, okay? And this can be, I feel like it's mainly from a father figure, somebody who is a mentor, who is a very strong father figure in your life. So if you were raised by like a single mom, it could be an uncle, it could be somebody who has a very strong paternal influence in your life. It could be a grandfather, stepfather, whoever it is that is playing out in your life. There is a lot of communication coming through. And I feel that when it comes to your childhood home, there could be some, parents moving out of their homes. There might be some damage to the physical structure of the home, where they're elderly, so they might not be able to take care of themselves. So I feel that there is going to be opportunities here for travel in order for you to help them fix it, or in order for you to just check to see if they're okay. And I do feel there is a little bit of a financial drain coming as a result of this. I don't feel it's coming out like as something that you have to fix, but you are kind of called upon to be the generous child, to give some money in order to help them fix things, or in order to alleviate the situation in some way. I don't feel it is a huge financial loss, but I do feel that this is something coming through. So plan for it. Third, it's always good to have some money saved up for a rainy day. And I do feel this is an extenuating circumstance, in that it doesn't concern you directly, but it does concern family members and loved ones. I don't feel anything else other than, the fact that there might be some minor repairs on the home front that needs to take place, okay? So I do feel visits and things like that coming in with parents, people from your family members, and going to see a physical structure in a family unit. For a lot of you too, there might have been new home environments that changed in May, and you're kind of still finding a new place to live. You're kind of sifting around, you might be living with your roommates, you might be living with family members. And I feel that there is a lot of people around you overall in the third quarter, and they might drain you energetically. So, retain time for yourself, and you just try to work on that, because I feel like you're really burned out with people and their baggage, and you really want your own space. You want time and peace and quiet. You want time to yourself. You want your own physical home environment so that you can feel happy, so that you can, do whatever you want, create a mess, and no one will kick a fuss over it. So that's what you really want, and that's something that you're trying to do for the third quarter. Coming in the last quarter of this year, you are going out and you're closing out this year with a major, major bang, and it is looking very, very spectacular. We do have Six of Cups, King of Pentacles, as well as the Star card and the Ace of Rods. All of these cards are major, beautiful, vibrant energy that brings about love, affection, passion in the relationship as well. And it is the Star in the upright position, which indicates to me a wish fulfilled, okay? For a lot of you, this is, you might be in a relationship, or you might be ending out the year with a water sign. And water signs are once again Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and it is very relationship oriented. If you are looking for a business partnership as well, it can be a business partnership or it can be a romantic partnership, but I do feel for a lot of you, it is a major, major romantic relationship where you are feeling very passionate about this person, and the feeling is mutual. It goes both ways. I feel that this might be somebody that is in the picture in the second half of the year, and things were never solidified. And it's coming to that point of culmination where you're starting to just, stop beating around the bush, and you're trying to make this you're trying to solidify this relationship. And you've been through a lot, Taurus, and you're kind of like putting your foot down. Like, I'm not playing around anymore. I'm getting too old for this. So this is what I want. If you're not walking on my same life path, maybe we should part ways. So you're taking a very no nonsense approach. And I believe Virgos also got the same, a very similar energy where they're tired. So that's the energy you're bringing into the end of this year, and you're going to tell it as it is. And you have plenty of people actually who are trying to vie for your affection. So you're not, short on options here. So I definitely feel that you are going to take this no nonsense approach, and then the other person is going to meet you halfway, because they realize that you're amazing and awesome, and they don't want to lose an opportunity to be with you. So what is coming through here is potentially moving in with the other person. I feel that's something happening where you both are finding a place to live together as a unit, as a couple. Either that, or there is going to be a sense of, taking a vacation together. I do feel, for some reason, I do feel a trip to a big lake, to a big body of water. It's surrounded by pine trees, and there's like a cabin in the woods, for example. Pine trees, oak trees, something like that, and it's surrounded by cabins. So this can just be a major expenditure, a down payment on a house together. It can be, deciding to move away from the congestion of the big city to a more secluded area. Or it can be taking a long extended vacation to somewhere that is further away, and where you get to enjoy the wilderness and also each other's companies. And it's just a very, very beautiful energy. It does indicate to me this is, for a lot of you, somebody from your past, or it is somebody that is in the picture for this year, but for some reason you want to solidify a relationship because you don't like ambiguities, and you've been through a lot this first half of the year where you don't want to leave loose ends and to leave things hanging because it makes you uncomfortable. On the financial front, you are ending up here as the King of Pentacles. So Taurus, you are going to be in a tremendously amazing, financially stable time in your life. And I do feel for a lot of you, this has been something that was heavily plaguing your mind all throughout 2015. And you're trying to find a way to achieve your goals, to take care of a relationship partner, to bring things to the next level with the relationship partner, but you don't know how to do that because you feel as if you're operating from a place of financial lack, all throughout 2014 and 2015, and now this is the first year in which things are coming full circle. All your hard work is paid off, and you're able to have that financial abundance that you want in order to offer, this can be a gift of engagement, marriage, or whatever it is for your romantic partner, or at least it has given you the financial stability for you to think about longer term when and who you want to get married. So there's definitely long-term planning coming through for you because you are at a very financially secure point in your life. Okay, so 2016, I'm very sorry to say the first few months they look really problematic, and if you are dating an air sign, especially, I do feel that you have, and if the relationship has been rocky, it's not going to apply to all, but you really have to rethink this situation, okay? For those of you who are moving forward, I do feel, love relationships in general, water signs and fire signs are very, very stable, well, as well as earth signs. Water sign, fire signs, and earth signs are very stable. And I definitely feel new housing situation that will give you the stability that you need. I feel like multiple house moves during this year. It is a very kinetic, busy year, and things might not pan out the way that you want. So for the first 6 months, in order for you to mitigate the effects that I'm sensing here, it's so uncomfortable. Do not make plans with another person. Try to do things on your own. And usually when we are encountering major blockages in our lives, it's sort of like, having to move every 2 months and then thinking to yourself, when am I going to be, just settled into a place, and when can I stay in a place for an extended period of time without the movement? If that is something that you need in order to have, that peace of mind, that stability in your life, I do feel that for a lot of you, just cut old ties. Cut ties with old people from your past who have been problematic, who are unreliable. I do feel for the first 6 months, it is house cleaning time for a lot of you, okay? And that means decluttering your love life, decluttering your home life. And once you do that, you're going to realize that, okay, new energy is going to come in abundance, okay? So Taurus, please take care of yourself. Take some time to declutter your life. You're going to be so much happier. And when it comes to relationships, the right one will come along for you in 2016, I feel. This is going to be a very, very good year. It's ending out with a bang. You're going to be really tremendously happy by the end of this year. And you're going to look back at your life and realize that, I overcame major hurdles, and I'm okay. I'm in a very good place right now. I've grown a lot. I've matured, okay? I've matured, and I am so happy, and I am in love with my life right now. So it is going to be a beautiful year for you. I do wish you all the best. Just, be very patient with the first 6 months and try to do things on your own. Try not to rely too much on other people. They are a little bit problematic, and they're flaky at best. So, just save yourself the trouble, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.